I need sleep, and it's 5 till 11. But I don't want to leave everybody hanging that's hanging on this, so I'm going to do at least part of the next chapter until the crisis is over. Okay. Mark had been concerned about the snipers on the hill, but he knew his team could use covering fire to make a clean escape with little chance of casualty. Now, caught between two groups, he was frightened. He pushed the girls down. "Other side, quick," he shouted, as he thought of how the second group of MZBs made it here a lot faster than he figured. Letty and Chris scrambled to the other side of the big tree. Mark fired 2 quick shots at the men on the fence line and then joined the girls. "Fire at those guys. Don't let them get across the fence." Letty fired from a squatting position on the right side of the tree, only exposing a fraction of her body. Chris threw her AR-15 up to her right shoulder and stepped out on the left side of the trunk, uncovering almost her entire body. Mark grabbed her and pulled her back before she could get a shot off. "Damn it, Chris, are you trying to get yourself killed? Don't show yourself like that. Shoot left-handed so you can stay behind the tree." Chris struggled to put her rifle on her left shoulder and lean out to shoot. Mark called out to the other squad, "Susan, we're in deep shit. The guys we tracked are by the fence. You and Jess keep those guys on the hill from shooting at us. Olga, get on the horn and tell Gunny that we're in a crossfire and need some help. RFN." "RFN?" Olga asked. "Right now. Tell him we need help right now." Mark assessed the situation. It would take Gunny a while to get some guys here. He'd have to get them together and brief them. There were no close roads where they could drive any closer than they already were. It must be at least 2 miles, and even if they ran all the way, it would take 15 or 20 minutes. Mark glanced at his watch. It might be dark before his reinforcements could get here. If he and his team could hold out that long, they could probably get away. They might be able to keep the MZBs at bay if they had enough ammo. Each of them had about 150 rounds. He figured quickly and deduced that even if they were really careful, they'd need about 3 times what they had to make it last that long. Okay, what's plan C? What's plan C, he thought. He realized Chris hadn't fired a shot. "Chris, shoot," he barked. "I can't see through the sights like this, Mark," she cried as she tried to get her right eye in line with the rifle on her left shoulder. "Get out of the way." He pulled her into the middle so he could shoot. He leaned out and fired a couple shots where the men had been standing a minute ago. He couldn't see them anymore, but they continued to fire. Fortunately, they weren't coming any closer to hitting their targets than Mark's group was, at least not at the moment. Mark realized how hopeless the situation was. It was only a matter of time before the MZBs got lucky. All of the members of his team were exposed to one group of them or the other. The fence line was only 250 or 300 yards away, not an extremely difficult shot for anyone with a little skill. The guys on the hill were over 500 yards from the scouts. It took a better marksman to make a shot at that distance, but with scoped rifles and enough ammunition, it was only a matter of time. He fired 3 more shots when he saw a head pop up by the fence. The head ducked back down just as quickly as it popped up. It reminded Mark of one of those amusement park games where you had to hit the quick little gophers with a club as they popped out of their holes. You had to be really fast to get them before they ducked back down to safety. Mark looked over at Chris. She was shaking like a leaf. He turned and looked at everyone else. They seemed to be doing okay. More than likely it was because they were concentrating on their shooting and not thinking about how much trouble they were in. He needed to get Chris back into the fight. "Chris, take a step back from the tree and then lean out the right side and shoot over the top of Letty. Be careful. Letty, make sure that you stay down," he instructed. Letty nodded her head, and Chris did what Mark had told her. "Neither of you shoot unless you see someone," he added. Maybe one of us will get lucky, he thought. It would take luck. The MZBs were holding all the aces. All they had to do was wait for Mark's group to run out of ammo or do something dumb. Any one of 1,000 other things could go wrong. Mark was really scared. Not for himself, but for the rest of his team, especially Jess and the baby. This could be it for all of them. He was sad that his new son or daughter might never have a chance to have a life. The unjustness of it made him angry.